Hi everyone, Dave here on my daily walk, just going over the canal here. Grey and dank day, early February day, once again, really mild in this mild winter. And today I wanted to do a video to show my gratitude and to shine a light and to give thanks to everybody across the world who have stood up and done something to defeat this tyranny. Those many millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions who are part of this freedom and truth movement, this spiritual awakening, this seizing back of our fundamental human rights and our individual power and sovereignty. There are some incredible things going on. We are seeing now the absolute best of humanity. We really are. Now, there was a time, and I know many felt like this 18 months, 24 months ago. Many of us felt lonely like we'd never felt before, isolated like we'd never felt before, and helpless like we'd never felt before, because we could see it. We could see the tyranny, we could see the lies, we could see the true scale of the wickedness and malevolence and evil that they were trying to impose on us. And to use a battle context, it really was at that point like David and Goliath. And there were times, and many, and some still feel this way, I don't, but there were times when many or most of us, I think, felt like our whole cause was hopeless. But what was crucially important right there and then was, even though we felt helpless and hopeless, we still decided to do something. We still decided to speak up, to speak out, to take action. And our numbers grew, and our numbers grew, and our numbers grew. And now we're not at the point anymore where this is a battle of David and Goliath proportions. This is an epic battle now of good versus evil. This is a war that is being fought not on an equal footing, but it's a war that is a immovable force against an irresistible object. So now we are in with a fighting chance of winning this war, and we will, because as I've said many times, everybody in this freedom and truth movement, everybody who's taken a stand, are undefeatable, invincible in a way. We are like the boxer who keeps getting punched down to the canvas, but just keeps getting back up. No matter how many times he's punched down, he keeps getting back up, and eventually lands a knockout blow, eventually wins the fight. Now, we're not fighting. Our war that is being fought is one where we simply need to speak, express ourselves authentically, articulate who we are and what we think about ourselves and the world to the world. This is a war that we win by expression, and that takes a degree of courage. By authenticity, that takes a degree of getting to know ourselves, and by intuition, and that is by allowing ourselves to feel part of something bigger than ourselves. It's about realizing that the individual is king, but not in a selfish way. The individual is king because a healthy society is made up of many individuals who have understood their role in their society and how they imprint good on that society by getting to know themselves and their own strengths and weaknesses, And that is done as a result of taking responsibility and seizing that individual power and sovereignty to be able to imprint our character and spread our message on the little world around us. And with the growth of the nanny state right across the Western world, and the growth of huge cartels, big pharma cartels, junk food cartels, mass entertainment cartels that have made us unhealthy, stupid, sedentary, sedate, and of course the dark arts of the propagandists, we were lulled into a state of apathy and complacency. And I've talked about this before, but the lion has awoken, or the lions, the slumbering, sleeping lions have awoken, and here we are. We are now in a position whereby there are so many of us who've decided, who felt that we must embrace our individuality, we must impose our authenticity on the world, we must develop our own values and imprint them on the world. And realise that the next person's rights are our responsibility, just as my responsibility or my rights are the next person's responsibility. And what we're seeing right now are the dark arts versus the truth. The dark arts of psychological manipulation, of propaganda, indoctrination, division, black magic, sinister spells that are still being spun, hypnotic, sinister spells that many are still under, that many are still lulled into psychosis. Many will never ever be able to extricate themselves from it. And we have a situation whereby those sinister dark spells that have been woven into society are being propagated by, let's use some examples. How about the police forces in Australia and Canada? How about the police forces in Canada who are trying to stop what is one of the most magnificent and uplifting and inspiring events ever in human history? You see the two energies there working side by side, clashing. You can see emanating from the truckers and their supporters the peace and the love and truth. You can see it, you can feel it. And then you can see, when you listen to somebody like Justin Trudeau, or as I say, the Ottawa head of police, and you can see the opposite of that. And these are people who are under a spell by the likes of, spun by the masters of the dark art, like Justin Trudeau. And look in this country and the incredible, amazing work being done by lawyers who haven't been corrupted, who aren't doing the bidding of the system, and who are standing up for justice and fairness. The lawyers and the police who are taking the responsibility to fight for justice for those who have lost loved ones to the jab, like me and my family, and those who've been hurt and maimed by it, the people who don't have any media representation whatsoever. These are deeply sinister times that we're living in, but I always deep down knew, I knew that set against the dark, the light would eventually burn bright, and it is. The torch of liberty, of fairness and justice and truth is being carried by many, many people now, as so many people across the world decide, realise they have to speak, they have to act. This was always a war that we were going to win through a critical mass of numbers, and also by a finely balanced combination of, as I say, expressing ourselves authentically as individuals and taking action or not taking action. I've never been of the opinion that anybody is coming to save the day other than ourselves. I don't think that's how tyrannies collapse. I am of the opinion that there is a grand plan masterminded by certain organisations who have infiltrated governments across the world, and I think that's pretty obvious. We don't need a plan, and we certainly shouldn't be relying on a plan being executed on behalf of us, because that then absolves us of responsibility to take action. I've never thought that's how this ends. I've always thought this ends by me and you and as many people as possible. As I say, if we see something that's wrong, we speak out, we take action, or not take action if the action that is required of us is immoral. And people took too long to realise this quite simple concept, but now they are, and they have, and that is why now we are day by day edging closer to, first of all, I guess, making our voices heard, because I am not naive. This is by no way over. There are battles ahead. The war is long. But we had to have enough people in the population aware of what was going on, A, and that's happened. Definitely, we've got that. And B, enough of those people who are aware of what's going on to be willing to take a stand. And we're getting closer and closer and closer to that each day. That's happening. That momentum's building all the time. Those two things needed to happen before anything else can happen. Before the system is brought down. Before the system is brought down peacefully and replaced by something better. And that shouldn't be a sudden process either, because that would just lead to more turmoil and instability. But people acting with integrity, with courage and bravery, with dignity, peacefully, lovingly, and telling the truth. And something else that needed to happen. The truth. Much more complex than the lie. Truth emerges slowly and over time. A lie, though, exposes itself immediately for those who want to see it. And we needed people to acknowledge that lie and to see that lie as we journey towards our individual and societal truth. Truth emerges slowly, but it does. And it doesn't need to defend itself, but it does emerge slowly and over time. A lie, a population can coalesce quickly around a lie and exposing a lie. So we've got that, we've got the awareness, and we've got more and more people speaking up and taking action. And I just want to say in this video, we must carry on. All we must do is carry on demonstrating some degree of courage in our lives by standing up to the tyrants, whether in government, in organisations, even friends and family, whoever they may be, colleagues. And it doesn't just have to apply to the whole COVID situation either, but in every aspect of life. Nobody has power. No one has power over you. Nobody has power over me. We all have a place and a role in society. But once we realise that nobody has power to make us act in a certain way, to make us think in a certain way, to make us self-censor, they don't. They can try and censor us, can't make us self-censor. We can say what we want, and we can do what we want within the, obviously, what is acceptable. I'm not talking about anarchy here, I'm talking about do what we want, attend a protest, break rules that we feel are immoral, speak against a narrative, do what is right. Do what is right. So I just want to acknowledge everybody who's realised this in the last couple of years. Our momentum is building. As more and more people see, it was us who were always speaking from a position of Not just science and evidence-based analysis and logic and reason, because the vast majority of people within this movement are highly intelligent. I've seen that and can do all that, but with integrity, intellectual honesty, real spirit of inquiry, solid moral foundation, and in line with good individual and societal values. More and more people say it was us. We were the ones who were protecting and defending. We were the ones, and we are the ones, and people can see that now, which is amazing. So let's keep going, let's keep doing what we're doing. Please share this video with anybody you think might need to see it, and let's keep the energy high and keep acknowledging our problems. We need to be aware of what our problems are, otherwise we can't impose our solution. The problem's complex, the solution is both simple and complex. Yes, but we must keep our energy high, acknowledge the positives, keep the energy going. And that will do from me for now. Have a great day, hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll be back very soon. Okay, bye bye.